From the Erie County Fieldhouse, it's the Erie Blades versus the Soviet Olympic Nationals. Paul Brown for WQLN Television Sports, along with Bill Shelley, who will supply the play-by-play, and Mike Geary will join us tonight. Mike, a former hockey player and coach, will insert his observations. We'd like to welcome aboard, although it's quite tentative as to which Pennsylvania stations will be airing this at a later date. It is possible that fans in the Allentown, Bethlehem area over the facilities of WLBT and WITF in Hershey, Pennsylvania, along with the possibility of WQED in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, carrying this delayed hockey tape telecast. If so, we welcome all those area fans aboard. And indeed, this gives us a chance to reciprocate with WLBT for the constant supply of Lehigh wrestling programs they offer to WQLN, which we air on Saturday nights. Well, Bill Shelley, Mike Geary. Bill, I know you were here this morning. I watched the Soviet team practice. What I saw was discipline, very sequential arrangement, very orderly, and not much levity. It seemed to be all business to me.
Well, that's what they're here for. This is, of course, one of two games before they are going to go on to the Olympics. The other one will be against the U.S. Olympic team itself, and that will be played in New York. So to have them here is quite a coup for the Blades. And, of course, I don't think there's ever been a sporting event in Erie history, probably, that has been more on the news pages than on the sports pages than this one here. But nonetheless, it makes its way into the sports scene tonight. And we are going to see, as Mike will point out to you, a team that skates extremely well. Many people say the best skaters in the world, at least at the hockey skaters in the world. A lot of long passing, very crisp passing. And Mike, one of the things at the outset that fans will notice is the fact that you can forget those two little red lines out there tonight. They aren't going to mean much, are they?
The center red line's gone. You'll see some long passing plays. You're in for a treat if you like hockey, because you'll see the Russians skate, and pass the puck around with precision. And I'm sure you're just in for a real treat, as I say.
Before we go on down to John Delacamera for the intros, we'd like to thank Dave Gifford, General Manager, WLKK. They, of course, own exclusive broadcast rights, so we had to get permission from Dave and WLKK, and all the help given us by John Paul Delacamera, the voice of the Blades, and Communications Director for the Erie Blades. And to Nick Polano, General Manager and Coach, and to his lovely wife, Elba Polano, who has been so helpful with the arrangements, because we made the arrangements on a very delayed and latent basis. Let's now then go down to the ice and John Paul Delacamera.
The voice of the Erie Blades, John Paul Delacamera.
Thank you, Bill Lacey. Welcome, everyone, to the 1980 Hockey Spectacular. For the touring Soviet national team, in goal wearing number 1 will be Vladimir Mushkin. On defense, wearing number 2, Vyacheslav Fedosov. Wearing number 3 on defense, Vladimir Luchenko. Number 4 on defense, Sergei Babinov. Wearing number 6, Valery Vasiliev. Number 7, Alexei Kasatonov. Number 8, at forward, Sergei Kapustin. Number 9, Vladimir Krutov. Wearing number 10, Alexander Maltsev. Number 11, Yuri Lebedev. Wearing number 12, Sergei Starikov. Number 13, Boris Mikhailov. Number 16, Vladimir Petrov. 17, Valery Kalomov. Number 19 is Helmut Balderas. Number 20, Vladislav Tretiak. Number 22, Viktor Zlukov. Wearing 23, Alexander Golikov. Number 24, Sergei Makarov. 25, Vladimir Golikov. Wearing 26, Alexander Spatsov, and number 28, Mikhail Varnikov. And the head coach for the touring Russian team is Viktor Tikhonov. And now you can welcome your Erie Blades.
Jackson. Number 4, Danielle Furlan. Number 5, Clark Hamilton. Number 7, Sylvain Cote. Wearing number 8, Steve Stockman. Number 9, Stan Gulliton. Number 10 is Brad Reiner. Number 12, Jimmy Cowell. 14, Val James. 15, Dave Lundeen. Number 17, Ron Hansis. Wearing 18, Bruce Lynn. 19, Dave Dornside. Number 20, Paul Shear. Number 30 is Norm LaPointe. The head coach of the Erie Blades is Nick Polano. Ladies and gentlemen, as is customary before each international game, there will be a ceremony with the flags of both the Russian and American countries. That will be followed by the Russian anthem as well as the American anthem. Right now we're going to ask the players for assistance in displaying the American and Russian flags. We'll go first with the Russian anthem, as is customary, followed by the American anthem as sung by Jim Anderson.
Twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the buds bursting
occur. The final thing before the game gets started, again, it's customary that players from both teams exchange small token gifts, and as soon as they are done with that, the 1980 Hockey Spectacular will begin. Thank you all for coming and enjoy the game.
Well, now the exchange of gifts, as John Paul Delacamera indicated. I suspect that John Paul, in preparation for his live play-by-play coverage on WLKK, and in fact Bill Shelley, might have spent an appreciable amount of time at some quiet part of the house going over and over and over the names of the Soviet roster.
That's right, and now we can find out how wrong we are, I guess, is the way of looking at it, because certainly you look at these names, and the only thing I'm certain of is most of them end in OV. But I know a couple of them. I know Mikhailov, and I know Harlamov, because those are guys that Mike Gary knows have done an awful lot of spectacular playing on the international scene. Tretiak, they say, as many people have thought, was one of the finest goalies ever to play the game. But now they say young Mishkin might even be better.
Tetriak has been there for a number of years and has been, as you say, world class as far as goaltenders go in ice hockey. But again, agreeing with what you say, Bill, I understand that the young fellow Mishkin is supposedly just as good or maybe a little better.
We'll see which one goes to the nets. Right now we saw it looks like Norm LaPointe is the man that Nick Polano has chosen to be his goaltender tonight. He wasn't certain whether it was going to be LaPointe or Mark Evans.
Mishkin is going for the Russians.
So it's going to be Mishkin, who wears number 1. And the Blades getting set. Now, I talked with Nick Polano beforehand. You see Nick on the screen right there. And the referee is Jean Chantrel.
Right.
And so there was some discussion with some people I had. They said, well, the Russians often bring a referee along for some of their international matches. They alternate. One match you'll find a referee from North America, and another one you find a Russian referee. But tonight's case, obviously, Jean Chantrel, I think, comes from north of the border.
Yeah, he's a Canadian by birth, and he's been refereeing in the Northeastern League and the Eastern League now, and before that the North American League, and has had a long career as a college official. So
there you hear the boos that are customary whenever the referee is introduced. Mike was, of course, head of the officials in the Northeastern Hockey League, so he knows these guys very, very well. And, Mike, speaking of the kind of game, do you think we're going to see a lot of trips to the penalty box tonight or not?
My guess would be no. I think you're going to see a fast skating, crisp passing type game, a very enjoyable game to watch.